So we're about to head into an estate sale, guys, and we're about 50 minutes after it started, and the pictures looked interesting, but we don't know what's going to be there. Hopefully we find some cool stuff. Looks like there's a little bit of holiday, but not a ton. So we're going to head in, old stuff, yeah, and see what we can find. Alright guys, we are heading in, and of course our first place to look is the basement. We always usually go to the basement first in a lot of these estate sales. It's where we find a lot of older holiday or vintage items. And it's one of our best tips is to look in attics and basements if you're looking for things that are older and have been stowed away for years and years. So we went down to the basement and I came across a few boxes of different types of ornaments, and just, little Christmas decorations. A lot of these are from the 70s and a little bit newer. We came to the sale about 50 minutes after it had started, so I wasn't too confident there was going to be a lot of vintage Christmas left since it is so highly sought after. Some estate sales you have to stay, go early hours in advance. So I know Janine did not feel super crazy about going to this estate sale, but I am very much into estate sales, even though they can be difficult sometimes with the competition and it gets very hectic. But so I think now we try to space ourselves a little bit with how many sales we go to. I go to a second sale later in the day, which Janine did not come to. But this one I uncovered some new boxes that I don't think anyone else had been through, which was pretty exciting. I did spot this Holt Howard sticker, which was super exciting. I've never come across these. These are paper mache type angels made by Holt Howard, and Holt Howard is a very sought after ceramics mainly company from the mid-century, and Holt Howard made a ton of Christmas decor that's really popular. So that was an exciting new find. The types of estate sales that we go to or like to go to are called digger sales. So when we go into the home, it is typically, for the most part, untouched. Sometimes the estate sale company will pull out some boxes and pull out some of the items or belongings in the house, but a lot of sales we go to are like this, where you are encouraged to quite literally dig through the contents of the home and make a big pile, and the price is negotiated from there. So I wasn't too sure too, because this sale, we did not recognize the estate sale company, so the company itself was new to us. So when we come across that, it's always, how much do you take? You're not quite sure what the price is going to be. And, somebody might look at this pile and say, this is just, old Christmas stuff. It doesn't have any value behind it. But other estate sale companies are a little bit more knowledgeable of the market. So it really just depends. In these boxes, though, I was mainly finding a lot of the satin and felt ornaments, except this one box that I uncovered. I came across a little elf, which was so exciting. This is a little knee hugger elf, probably from, the 60s, if I were to guess, made in Japan. They're really collectible and really sought after. That one had little like spaghetti legs that I've never seen before. Really cute, but for the most part, it was, again, these types of satin ornaments and crocheted plastic type ornaments, which are probably from the 70s. You could tell this was like a mix of things from like generations, so things from the 60s all the way through to the 90s. Not super valuable or collectible, but still really fun things we love to look out for. And there were even some like mica ornaments that we picked up. You guys will have to stick around to the end to see everything we got. So yeah, I'm just digging through this, and you really have to look everywhere. So these boxes were like under the table and nobody had really looked through them, but I pulled them out and I came across that knee hugger, which is great. So that's another tip of ours, is to always look quite literally everywhere. Just because there's a box under a table doesn't mean that everything has been pulled out of that box. You may just find something hidden. Now, I came across this box of wrapping paper, vintage wrapping paper, which was really fun to look through. I really liked this Christmas one, which was very 70s to me, really colorful. And vintage wrapping paper can resell. It is collectible. I collect it too. If it's kitschy and cute and Christmassy, but there weren't any pieces here that stuck out to me. I came across another box that hadn't been touched and found these vintage ornaments, but the boxes weren't in great condition. They were taped over, so I did not pick them up. But I was trying to get to this box. It's a vintage Harry and David box, I think, which is pretty cool. Maybe some vintage pairs in there, but I opened it up and it was more ornaments. There were quite a few different, handcrafted ones too. a nice collection of like older ones too, like older glass ornaments. But nothing really crazy in here, nothing that I picked up. I thought this one was pretty though. I might have picked that one up. So I just took a little look through there, but put most of it away before coming to this room, which at first I didn't film because I didn't think there was anything. But then I spotted this bag in the corner, which wasn't touched. I saw that little chick head pop out, and there's a bag next to it. I grabbed both with one hand because I had a feeling there might be something in there. Sorry for the camera work, but yeah, I'm holding the camera with one hand, two bags with the other, and I took a little peek inside these bags, and I was like immediately so surprised to find vintage West German candy containers, Easter candy containers. This was just such a surprise. Never have we ever come across this type of vintage Easter out in the wild. It's stuff that you usually see at antique malls. I met up with Janine, who found a bunch of vintage girly candles, which was fantastic. But yeah, we basically at this point grouped everything together and head out. We are out of the sale. We did really well, I think. We spent a total of $39. He marked us 40, but didn't have enough cash for 40, so we took 39. And I think we got a really good deal. Yeah, so here's Easter, a little sneak peek. We'll take a closer look soon. But I just wanted to say that most of the footage is probably in the basement. The rest of the house was like, I don't know, there just wasn't a ton of stuff, and there were a lot of people in there. Yeah. So. Alrighty guys, we're at estate sale number 2. It's just Laura here, and I did show up to this sale a few hours after it had started. It was another sale where I couldn't quite tell what was going to be in the home. So I wasn't planning on really filming too much actually, but I did end up coming across some vintage dolls, which I took a look through, but don't know too much about, so really didn't pick up. And then I came across this collection of little wooden decor pieces. I think there was a set, except for the cat. The cat was sort of its own thing, so I felt okay taking the cat and separating it. So I did end up grabbing that cute little cat. I thought these were really cool. Again, this is something that I don't typically see in an estate sale. Or if I do, it's like marked and put away behind a counter or something. So that was really cool. Then in another room, I found the Halloween Fun Pad. I found this recently at Younique, and Janine found it too. And I came across Lisa Frank. Oh my goodness, guys, look at that. Straight from my childhood. It was really interesting. They had this extra room that I guess Nicole had a lot of toys at. Girl after my own heart, she had Lisa Frank, which is amazing. She must be somewhat around my age because it was all the type of stuff I had as a child, including that Lisa Frank kit, which is so cool. It was awesome to see. I then went into this little nook in the basement that had different baking items, I guess, like different cake decorating things and cookie cutters. And lastly, I came across a pile of books in the garage. And what was really exciting, and I hope I showed it on camera, was that My Little Pony coloring book that I just skipped through. Thank God I went back and saw it. There it is. It is so cool, guys. My Little Pony, straight from the 80s, Generation 1, was so exciting to see. All these books were in the garage, which was so interesting. I don't think anyone really saw them. So I took my time looking through them, and I wish I filmed more of the toys. I don't know, I guess I didn't film a lot of it. A lot of it was newer, but there were a few pieces. The Lisa Frank, and then I also found something else, which you guys will have to see in the haul, which like I was so excited about. But yeah, there were a lot of really nice books, and I did grab a few out of here that I didn't get to film. And then I came across this. Cecil Centipede. Okay, I thought this was the Lots of Legs that sells for like $100 on eBay, but it's like the knockoff version, and nobody wants a stuffed centipede apparently. So while Lots of Legs with 100 legs sells, Cecil the Centipede does not. I can't say that I don't understand because I don't think I would have wanted a centipede plush as a child, or even now. I don't think that was a great marketing idea. But we saw Garfield, some other plush, and we will show you what we got. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this estate sale that I went to without Janine, and I was able to score this Lisa Frank stationery set there. It's obviously been used, but I've already pulled out all the pieces that I felt I could salvage out of this. I might cut up the box itself and save some of the graphics. But it's so cool. It was so cool to find Lisa Frank. This is probably from like the 2000s.
Does it have a year?
I couldn't find it actually. And I don't think it's like older Lisa Frank. It looks a little bit like Y2K, you know. literally like 2000s Lisa Frank versus like late 90s Lisa Frank. So let me show you guys what I pulled out of here. So this is everything that I took out of the box. Some of the highlights are these really fun Lisa Frank pens.
Those are so fun.
Love that. This little like turtle notebook. Got some little die cut things here. And then some sticker sheets which have been used. But I think for this, I really love the Lisa Frank dolphins and the dogs and the cats. So I think most of this I'm going to possibly resell on eBay. I might just steal a dolphin or two off of this sheet. But it was so fun to find Lisa Frank. Not every day that you come across this much Lisa Frank at an estate sale. And that's not the only thing from, I guess, my childhood that I found at this sale. I also found this Pokemon Play-Doh set. Look how cool it is. It looks so familiar. I don't know if I had this myself.
Wow.
But I checked, all the pieces are inside of here. And when you find this with the original box and all the pieces, it resells for like $40 to $50 on eBay. And it even has the original Play-Doh in here, which I'm sure has gone hard as a rock. But I thought this was so fun and nostalgic to find.
That's so cool.
And I don't know if I mentioned, I don't think I did, I paid $15 for everything from this one estate sale. So quite a score. I even got some other things that I'll show you guys.
I absolutely love this, Laura.
Yeah, it's so fun. We find a good amount of these Taiwan mugs from like the 80s, but never really with the little ghosts in them. So this was a really fun find. And then I also found this really interesting vintage, I guess, children's cardboard cutout. There were a bunch of them, but I only took the cat.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't, the lighting was so bad. I couldn't see if there was any damage. It looks like there's a little bit here, like discoloration, but that might come off. I just thought it was really cute. And it does have a date on it. Copyright 1965 by the Dolly Toy Company.
Wow.
So really cool find. And then I also found some books that were in the garage, interestingly enough. Picked these up with Janine in mind. We've got the classic It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and The Witch Next Door.
Love it.
But this might be the best book find.
Yeah, I am definitely a bit jealous about this, Laura.
Oh, look at this. With the original little cutouts.
Stop.
This is so fun. This is definitely 80s.
So
This
cute.
is like Generation 1, My Little Pony
Wow.
coloring book from 1989.
Oh, I love it so much.
Isn't that so cute? Look how good this is.
Stop.
I don't think it's ever been used even.
A little bit.
Just maybe one page. Oh, look at that baby whirly twirl.
I love it so much.
It's so fun, guys. So this is a great find. Not sure if it's worth anything on eBay. I'm sure a collector would love this. I'm sure somebody would pay for this, but I think I might keep it for a little bit.
Yeah, you might have to.
And then I found two vintage Christmas coloring books. I believe this one's from '69. This one's probably around the same time. But this one, I just flipped through it and I could not believe all these colorful graphics inside of it.
Oh, wow.
I've
How
never
cute.
seen a coloring book with like full color graphics throughout it.
Amazing.
Look how cute that is.
Wow.
We should make some photocopies of these too. Look how amazing that is. Great find.
We found a lot of Christmas stuff.
Yeah, we got a whole box here.
We're gonna lay them out and show you a little bit closer.
We got a good amount of ornaments, some really pretty ones.
So pretty.
I even picked up these really interesting like lantern ones, which I've never seen before. I thought they were really cool.
Yeah, I think they were like really different.
Different.
Yeah.
And some of these like,
Especially that purple one.
yeah, they're really different. And especially these little like grape ornaments, which are definitely older. So that was great. And then we've got the little assortment up here of Christmas. Janine picked up all these girlies.
So actually a lot more than I thought there were.
Yeah, and they're actually not in too bad of condition. We will buff them out and make them shiny and new again. What I was really excited about, Janine, are these angels.
Yeah.
These angels are actually very interesting. They are all Holt Howards. Holt Howard, in addition to his ceramics, also did a number of paper and honeycomb ornaments. They're not as common. They fall apart very easily. This one's missing its wing, but I've never seen these angels before. Really cool. Would really be cool for a Holt Howard collector. If you're interested in just like picking up the Holt Howard items regardless of what they are. These are really unique and different and hard to come by, I'd say. Janine and I each found a little elf with little spaghetti legs. Look how cute they are. This one has some I guess, staining on the legs, but we may be able to get that out. Got some deer, a nice little styrofoam Santa. Janine found this really pretty brooch, and just a nice little assortment of Christmas.
And some things that weren't Christmas. Have you hugged your dog today?
So cute.
March 1983. So cute. I had to pick that up. And a Smurf. He's missing his surfboard. He's missing his surfboard, but he's cool. He's an older Smurf. And then 2 Halloween pencils.
Of course. Now I know we're all dying to know what is in this Easter bag. It's pretty good.
It's a big bag too. Like,
it's a big bag.
whoa.
I actually took out the big basket that was in one and then consolidated the 2 into this one to just pick up what we were really going to use. I hate when you pick up stuff from estate sales and then you end up like with a bunch of extra stuff, so I was trying to avoid that. But the stuff in here is pretty good considering, and I don't know if we mentioned this. I think we did. We paid $40 for everything. So we're gonna show you guys what's in here. So this is all the vintage Easter that came out of that bag. There are some really amazing pieces in here. Most notably and obviously are these little candy containers up front. There were 4 in total. And these, if you guys are not familiar, are vintage West German paper candy containers. And we've never come across them in the wild before.
No.
These are hard to find. Usually you see them at antique malls. This one's probably in the best condition. And you could see they would open like this and you would put little, you know, candies in there for Easter. They are so cute. But Janine and I were talking. We're not too sure what's going on with these 2, with the pipe cleaners. My guess is that maybe they had more ears like this at some point. But if you guys know, let us know, because I'd love to refurbish these. We have vintage chenille pipe cleaners that we could use, bump chenille, so maybe we'll give them a little bit of a refurbishment. And this little guy is just missing his beak.
Yeah, we'll give him a new little something to chirp about.
But they're so cool. I mean, these are worth like $30 to $50. I don't know a ton about all the different kinds of variations, but I know that there are some of these that, you know, sell for close to $100 depending on what you have.
What do you think about this condition?
In this condition, I think you could probably get for these, you know, 3 each of them, maybe like $25
Each?
Yep, I think this one would obviously, because he's in better condition, resell for like $40. But it all depends. Sometimes you might get somebody who's really interested in a chick. It's really, really hard to get. And so somebody might be willing to pay $40 for this because it's that rare and the condition doesn't matter to them as much. So it's all subjective, but I think they're just adorable. We don't collect a ton of vintage Easter, but this is the kind of stuff that I've been on the lookout for. So it was super exciting to find.
And then what about those 2 little chicks back there?
Yes, they are so cute. Let's take a look at them. They are these cute little chicks. This one's marked Japan. This one must have lost his little foot, you know, card at some point. They're flocked and they just have the cutest little faces.
I just love them. They're so cute.
They're so cute and kitschy. And speaking of kitschy, we've got this guy here.
Yeah, look at that. Wow.
He's a statement piece.
And you know, a lot of these things are in rough shape, you know. There's some flocking condition issues, but to find these items that are potentially, you know, 50, 60 years old, of course there's going to be a little something, you know, a little
wear and tear.
Wear and tear. Obviously the flocking gets rubbed off, and you know, these things were kept in a basement, so
yeah, it's amazing. We even got squeakers, so there's actually 2 of these. I'm gonna pull the one over there. There are 2 of these Ashland Rubber Product Corporation squeakers, which do still squeak. They're very dirty, but amazing that they haven't corroded over time. So there's his little friend over here, along with a little plastic duck, which is really cute, made in Hong Kong, on his butt, but he's really cute. Another little squeaker friend down there. I think this one is really unique. It's a flocked bobblehead.
Yeah, that is.
Right? That's like probably from the 60s, maybe 70s, around that time. Still has Easter grass on him. But how cool is that? It's so different. I can't believe this was there. I also just want to point out these bunnies. I think if these bunnies were in better condition, they would resell for a lot of money, because their faces are modeled after some vintage ceramics that go for a lot of money. I'll try to pull some comps. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about, Janine?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to clean them up, maybe color match some spots, but these are just really cute and different, and it still has the original tag on it. The last thing we'll mention is this cute little bunny girl. She has her original Made in Japan sticker, and she was on the foot, right? And she was hanging out in one of the Easter baskets. Just really cool little, I guess, plush little doll that would have hung on an Easter basket. But yeah, this was a great Easter pickup, one that we've never really come across like this before at an estate sale, so it was definitely a first for us, and it was so much fun. If you guys enjoyed today's video and want to see more content like this where we go to estate sales, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always know when those videos are coming up, and even give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us out and we greatly appreciate it. But I think that wraps up the Easter parade here. Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.